Everyone, Jennifer Lee Chan here from NBC Sports Bay Area. It is the end of rookie minicamp. We don't have any availability on Saturday. So today, the rookies hit the field for the first time with the 49ers. Definitely could see a few players standing out, and one of them is their first round pick, Mykel Williams. Holy cow, he looked like a man among boys during 49ers drills. He was working with Chris Kasarik, and just a little bit about the setup today. There were positional groupings, and the defensive line basically stayed with the defensive line the entire time. So offensive line stayed with the offensive line the whole time. There was a little bit of 7-on-7 work, but primarily Mykel Williams stayed over with Chris Kasarik along with CJ West. Alfred Collins, also a huge, ginormous human. Both those two really stood out on the field. 6'5". Alfred Collins is 300 some pounds. Mykel Williams is 265. But really, when you look at the defensive line, Mykel Williams was getting off the line faster. He was pushing back the staff members who were holding the pads. I mean, just a violent, violent football player. And I think it's going to work out really well for the 49ers. I mean, just this quick glimpse of him, on the field, looks the part, acts like the part, moves like the part. Like, I really do think that this will be a very good draft pick for the 49ers. In other defensive line news, the 49ers have released Drake Jackson, still coming back from that patellar tendon injury. And I've said it repeatedly that that injury is no joke. It ended Weston Richburg's career, and it has been a really tough one for Mike McGlinchey to get over as well. So the 49ers did release Drake Jackson, and the 49ers will move on without him. And I think that's why they really, use the time in the draft to take players like CJ West, like Alfred Collins, like Mykel Williams. They really needed to beef up their defensive line to play alongside of Nick Bosa. And so that's what they did. Saw Nick Martin working out with Johnny Holland. He did some linebacker drills. They did get into the little bit of 7-on-7 work, but he wasn't super active. I didn't see him necessarily making a huge play, but he was working with Johnny Holland on the field. I'm sure he'll be a great player for the 49ers as well, as long as he stays active. One of the funniest things I've posted on the shorts is that he walked in from the airplane, mind you, in shark slippers, and then wore them to the facility, and then wore them while we interviewed him yesterday in our little workroom. Nick Martin is definitely a character, and it looks like he'll be acclimating to the 49ers way very quickly. A few other players that stood out. Their wide receivers that they drafted, Junior Bergen, Jordan Watkins, they made a lot of catches. And another guy, Isaiah Nair, he's a guy who really also stood out in the wide receivers group. Now, he looked really, really fast during the drills. He did they did a box cone drill, and he looked incredibly fast. I know that he ran a very good 40, but he pulled up lame after running a route and looked like he was dealing with calf tightness. He kind of massaged both of his calves. I thought it odd that no trainer ran up to him to make sure he was okay, but he worked his way back in, and he had the best catch of the day. So Isaiah Nair, they signed him as an undrafted free agent. He is 6'5", 220 some pounds, just another giant human being, but made a beautiful catch being covered by a tryout safety, and just looked like it was an easy route. And he also ran another go route, caught the ball, and was in quick unison with Tanner Mordecai. So Tanner Mordecai, a couple of the second year players were also at this rookie mini camp. And so Tanner Mordecai was throwing all the passes, and it's good because he knows Shanahan's system. So he was throwing all the passes. They didn't have they didn't draft a tight end, so they had two tight end tryout guys who actually got in the play, kind of in the mix a lot. Number 47 was Bentley Hanshaw. So he actually got a lot of playing time or drill time, and he is out of Liberty. So he tried out. He may be a guy that ends up being a practice squad guy, because it seemed like he was always where he was supposed to be, catching passes from Mordecai. Another second year guy that was there Mason Pline was there doing some drills as well. As far as running backs go, Jordan James looked good. He was over with Bobby Turner for a little while, getting instructions on what he's going to be doing. And then quickly, when they did that 7-on-7, he was catching a lot of passes, which probably, is for good for Bobby Turner to kind of see how his route running is in person, but it could be a sign of things to come for the young running back. So those are kind of the highlights from the 49ers rookie mini camp. So just unfortunate news for Drake Jackson. He'll be a free agent. It looks like he should be cleared by training camp, so another team could pick him up. But, just a pick that didn't work out for the 49ers. So they are hoping that the defensive line guys that they picked, CJ West, Alfred Collins. Now, Alfred Collins didn't practice. He's a ginormous human being, but he was walking around with a boot during his school's pro day. He did not have the boot on while he was here, but just to take it easy, make sure that he's okay. Did not participate in the drills today. So obviously the offensive linemen were there. Drake Nugent was a guy who's a second-year player who also participated. Connor Colby, their draft pick, he was there. Outside of that, no huge standout plays. Oh, there was one pick, and it was a guy out of Colorado State. And Tanner Mordecai's pass kind of floated over to the left side, and this kid made a diving catch. It was Jack Howell out of Colorado State, safety, who's trying out, and he grabbed it in the middle of the air, like leaping back arched. I mean, just incredible catch. And he came down with it. And all of the defensive teammates, really just celebrated with him. So, and a fun scene, but really interesting to see Mykel Williams and Alfred Collins in person. They are huge dudes. So, CJ West looked good, a little bit smaller guy. The comp is DJ Jones. I definitely think that he could participate as well. Run stuffer. Looked good off the line. Hard to tell from the drills, but I think he's a guy who will definitely contribute. All right. That's it from Levi Stadium, and I will talk to you guys soon.